The Vacheron Constantin 1972, also known as the Prestige de la France, one of the most important watches in Vacheron's history, yet it's still so undervalued and underappreciated. That's what we're talking about today. So grab a drink and enjoy the video. Introduced on June 23rd in 1972 in honor of their first ever Paris boutique. The watch would be unveiled when Vacheron received the Prestige de la France award, becoming the first and only watchmaking company to ever receive this very rare and prestigious award. There are two very important things to point out about the original 1972 Prestige. When it was first introduced, it housed the Vacheron caliber 1003, which at the time was the thinnest mechanical movement ever. It was 1.64 millimeters thin, a record that they had held since it was first introduced in 1955. While the movement in itself was a huge feat, they didn't stop there. When it came to making sure that this watch was perfect, they also looked into the design of the Prestige. It featured an asymmetrical case with the golden ratio in mind. With the 1972, it was the golden ratio in length. The length of the case sides of the watch are divided by the opposite sides, which would equal the golden ratio, 1.618. This isn't just a watch designed by a company to add to their catalog. There was meaning behind it. This watch is a true work of art. With a beautiful case design and the caliber 1003, the original 1972 Prestige would also have the Prestige de la France engraved on the case back. It was a watch that embodied the 70s, an era where brands were experimenting with amazing colors and shapes. With that in mind, Vacheron Constantin would make one of the most beautiful watches of the 70s. Fast forward half a century and here we are with two beautiful examples, one even rarer than the original from 1972. The craziest thing is, after speaking on how important these watches are, they are still relatively affordable compared to vintage watches with less importance. The original Prestige was released in 1972 with the famous and beautiful engraving on the case back showing how prestigious this watch was. The original watch from 1972 could still be found for around $10,000, which is a bargain for what you're getting. It's quite disappointing to see a watch as special as this never get the attention it deserves. It's a beautiful watch, and if this was an asymmetrical case from a different brand, the value of the watch would be multiplied many times over. At the same time, you can see this as a positive. Right now, you're able to find most of these variations for around $10,000. If you want a more modern example, or if you're set on the original 1972, it's possible to own one in this price point. I truly think these are some of the most beautiful watches on the market right now for the price point, and it comes from the Holy Trinity, from Vacheron Constantin. Take a look at the two examples that we have here. The first one is the large size. It has a mechanical movement with a yellow gold case and silver dial. These aren't the elongated cases you would find with the original example, but they are just as beautiful. And in my opinion, they wear very nice for their case size. Next to it is the small size, which in my opinion, for any vintage enthusiast, I think this is the one to go for. This is a very rare limited edition, and it says 1755 to 2005 at 12 o'clock. And this time we have a rose gold case with a gray anthracite dial. The watch was released in 2005 for only certain employees and partners of the brand, never released to the public. These rarely ever come up for sale. While the reference 25021, the limited edition example, is known as the woman's size, I wouldn't shy away from it one bit. So hear me out. If you're someone who doesn't care about trends or what others are collecting, if you're just looking for a beautiful and timeless piece of horology, a watch like this is perfect. It's intertwined with story and history, something that a true enthusiast would enjoy. And that's what I love about the Prestige 1972 so much. If it's the original with its elongated case and mechanical movement, or a modern interpretation which is just as beautiful, I think that these watches deserve so much more attention. So if you haven't yet, check out the Vintage Watch Shop over at huntingtoncompany.com, where we have two phenomenal examples. And I can promise you, if you end up adding a beautiful Vacheron Constantin 1972 to your collection, it will not disappoint.